Okay, so today we're going to do a stopping service from Milton Keynes Central down to wherever, Euston, until I get fed up. Oh well, let's open the doors and see what happens. If you've seen my videos before, you know I like to pull into the stations as if I'm stuck to the outside of the front door of the train. So we'll get that one sorted as well, and we'll get ready to go as soon as possible, because let's face it, nobody wants to be in Milton Keynes for too long. Shut the doors nice and early so that I'm ready to depart at the due time of 12:29. And let's hit the accelerator. First stop is Bletchley, and then we go to all the other exciting stations along this line: Leighton Buzzard, Cheddington, Tring, Berkhamsted, Hemel Hempstead, Apsley, Kings Langley, Watford Junction, Bushey, Harrow, Wealdstone, and finally arriving at London Euston in just over an hour. Oh, and we're speeding while I looked at the stopping places. Never mind. Not entirely sure why it's only 40 at that point anyway. As I said before, I want to get out of Milton Keynes as soon as I can. That's the A5 to our right hand side for drivers that want to get out of Milton Keynes ASAP. By the way, I'm anti-Milton Keynes because for years of my life I lived in Northampton, which is overlooked while all the money was spent on the monstrosity down the road. £90-mile-an-hour restriction coming up, and then a 75, so we better start putting some brakes on. We go down to 75 in plenty of time, and we'll arrive in Bletchley probably a little early, so we can see what excitement there is to be seen round there, which ain't a lot, to be fair. Although old Bletchley was probably quite nice until they got intermingled with all the rubbish being built into MK. Start slowing down for the station. For some reason that didn't work, so here we go. Oh, slowing down a little bit too much. Well, make a way. We're out of the rotten part of Milton Keynes now. Onto the platform, at a nice steady speed. Got plenty of time in hand, 2 minutes until we're due to be here. Of course, this will be changed in a few years when they eventually finish the Oxford to Cambridge rail link. Some of it's due to open quite soon, apparently. the doors, see if anybody wants to get out in Bletchley. I doubt it. Let's have a look what we've got in the way of passengers. Lots of people wearing baseball caps the wrong way round. Never mind, they'll grow out of it. Oh well. Shut the door, lock them all out. Thank you. Sit down and get ready to depart for Leighton Buzzard. Over there is the line that heads off towards Bedford. Which will get quite busy, I guess, when the Universal Studios thing is built, if and when it's built. And time to shut the doors. Okay, all the doors are shut. Let's wait until somewhere close to 12:35. And time to go. Okay, time to leave the joys of Milton Keynes and Buckinghamshire and head down for the delights of Bedfordshire and Leighton Buzzard. Fast train decides to overtake us. Who cares? That'll break down probably. Needs to be up the line speed of 100 miles an hour. Need to slow down to 90 just before we get into Buzzard. May well be that I don't have to do anything because with a slight uphill gradient it may get me down to 90 somewhere before 1.1 miles anyway. 3.5 minutes to do 2.5 miles, shouldn't be a problem. Some more poor souls heading up towards Milton Keynes. Oh good, we're down to 90. Just in time. Let's have another look outside. Approaching the Leighton Buzzard tunnels. Time to knock a bit of speed off from 80 miles an hour. Dropping speed gradually as we approach the platform. Take the brakes off completely. And stop. Let's have a look. Hopefully the back end of the train's, yep, perfectly on the platform. Looks like the people that chose the back end get the best part there. Quick bird's eye view of the area. Nice and green. Don't stand in the doorway, I'm about to shut the doors. Go away. Okay, Cheddington, here we come. Due there in 4.5 minutes. Cheddington's a strange old platform, and the village is nothing. And yet it's a massive station. I think at one point there was plans to put another London airport in the area, but realistically the most famous person to join the train at Cheddington or near Cheddington was Ronald Biggs during the Great Train Robbery. Maybe it gets busy 7:30 in the morning with everybody piling into Watford or London or Milton Keynes. Who knows? Making some speed up. This one looks a bit tight for speed. Just over 3 minutes to do 3 miles. For some reason it's not letting me accelerate very hard. Let's try again. A minute and a half to do a mile. Easing off a bit. Bit more braking. A lot more braking. Ease off on the brakes a little bit, don't do too much. And as I was saying, a big platform station for somewhere that's got very little going on around it. I can only imagine it was because of the potential motorway. Oh dear, those people, poor people at the back, are the wrong side of the barrier. Not like I can do, I'm right at the front where I should be. Perhaps I can wander around it once I've gone. And we'll head for our next station and our next county in Hertfordshire. Still nothing to see anywhere near Cheddington Station. And this one looks fairly comfortable for timekeeping. 5.5 minutes to do just under 4 miles. Not much in the way of other traffic. This line does get busier once you get past Watford Junction, and you've got the overground, and then past Harrow and Euston you've got the Bakerloo line. But up here it's quite quiet. You get the occasional Pendolino heading off to Birmingham, Manchester or wherever, and then you get the services through the Northampton loop, but quite quiet otherwise. Slightly speeding. It's the train coming the other way. Tring's quite a big station, obviously commuter area, because there are trains in this timetable that run from here into Euston in the rush hours. Just got to remember to open the doors on the right hand side of this station. Have I lost any passengers at the back again? Oh no, we're alright on this one. Nice long platform. A couple of minutes early. So BMW sinking into the road. Pendolino heading northbound. Let's go and say hello to the passengers again. Not enough train drivers do this. Ooh. I've lost a lot of my front coach passengers. Ooh, be like that. Time to close the doors. Next stop, Berkhamsted. Miles to Berkhamsted and just under 3 minutes to do it. 90 limit coming up, so I better put some brakes on. This is slightly downhill. Now on the approach to Berkhamsted, slowing it down gradually. Slow it down a little bit more. Northbound train in the station waiting for us. Plenty of time. Be a minute early by the time we've come to a halt. It's Berkhamsted Castle, what's left of it. Probably built to defend Berkhamsted from the ravages of Hemel Hempstead. Quite surprising, it's the middle of the day and I'm getting less and less passengers. closer we get to London. Okay, some acceleration. Time to go for the excitement that is Hemel Hempstead. Let's ease off the throttle a bit, don't want to get into Hemel Hempstead too early.
Permitted to cycle stately.
How have I done for the back of the train? Oh, they'll be just about alright this time. Why is that car stopped in the middle of the road? Nobody. Oh, you've just driven straight through the back of that car. That's clever. Okay, let's shut the doors as we make our way to Apsley.
Television and remote video monitoring is in use at this station for your personal safety and security.
Only a short trip to Apsley. Apsley is probably a station for people that want to live somewhere close to Hemel Hempstead, but I actually have to admit that they live there. By the way, if you've got this far and you're wondering why I'm running down all these places and you think I'm some sort of snob, can I just tell you I live in Swindon, so it's purely ironic. May have jolted a few out of their seats with that braking. It gave them a bit of excitement. Oh, I might just be able to get past that barrier. Go and have a look what we've got in the rear area of Apsley, shall we? A tree. Quite built up, that side. That side, green and pleasant. Shut the doors and head for King's Langley. This one's quite a short trip as well. Couple of miles. And I'll try not to have to slam the brakes on for this one. If there's any of the other Transient World lines that you'd like me to slag off all the towns that I stop at, let me know in the comments. King's Langley Station. Well under the 75 mph limit, obviously. When you're stopping services, it's going to be doing 70 at that point. Oh well. And at the end of the platform at King's Langley, we go underneath a worryingly busy M25. I don't think it's that quiet at 1:10 in the afternoon, do you? Let's get the doors shut and prepare ourselves for the glories of Watford. Lots of greenery around here for somewhere that's within the M25. '70 restriction coming up. Not a lot of point accelerating up to the line speed of 90 because we've got a 75 in a short spell, and then we'll start braking for Watford Junction anyway. Now approaching Watford Junction, where this scenario starts getting a little busier because there'll be overground services coming in on the platform on the right hand side. We'll also see a platform on the left hand side which takes services over to St Albans Abbey, but obviously that's not modelled in Trainsim World. Plenty of platform to play with here. And those are the platforms for St Albans Abbey. Down there past the office block you can see a overground train heading on its way down to Euston on a stopping service. Probably won't see that again because it will go off onto the Watford High Street link and join us towards Bushey. Our next stop is Bushey. Not very far away, 1 bit miles. But there's the overground train heading off towards Watford High Street to come back and join the main line near Bushey. Line speed coming up, but by then we'll only be a quarter of a mile or so away from Bushey, so that's not going to worry us. Bushey. See if I can manage to get all the doors to stop on the platform. Starting to rain. Another bit of excitement to add to the trip. All on the platform, good. And over there is the overground platforms before it links up and runs alongside the main line. That's on the third rail system and the main line is on an overhead. heading for Harrow. Passing some London Overground stops on the right hand side. Comes the first of them now. Carpenter's Park. Overground train on the way up. Overground train, overground stop.
Ticket check from operations this station. Please have your ticket for the
Hatch end. Platform there. With the St Kenton on a headstone lane. To Harrow, you may start to see some Bakerloo line trains coming into the picture. There we go. I think I may have stopped a little early then. Oh no, long platform. There's Bakerloo line train. That one's finished its journey and it's going to go up into the sidings and come back down again. Well, that's our last stop before Euston, although Euston's still a fair distance away. As you see, Euston is still, 13 minutes away.
All our trains and stations are no smoking areas. Please do not. Another underground station. Who knows where this one is? Southampton, okay. That means this one must be North Wembley. I think that's not modelled, but it's the Chiltern Main Line that's just past Wembley Central and is heading for Sudbury and Harrow Road occasionally. see the overground and underground trains are now gone under the main line and are now on the left hand side. Euston Junction, I believe. Yes. 4 miles to Euston. Park. That train is pulling in. Hillman High Road. Under 2 miles into Euston now, and I believe that's where we leave the underground to its own devices. The overground carries on into Euston. Switch to this view so you can see the beauty of the line into Euston. Just under a mile now. Got a 40 line speed coming up, so do some braking. 5 mile an hour restriction just past these signals, and we're going into platform 8. Whether we get a red, no, it looks like we're going straight in. Oh, here we are coming into Euston station. If you've been with me all the while since Milton Keynes, thank you for staying with me. This is the first Train Sim World YouTube that I've made with a commentary, so please forgive if it's not been up to much. If you did enjoy it, there's lots with no commentary, so you may enjoy those even more. Hopefully I'll see some of you again on another video. Just remains to see how I scored. I've got some speeding deficits, I know, but hey, I was keen to get out of Milton Keynes. Lock the doors, and hopefully then it will come at my score. Not bad, I lost 140 points. Stop accuracy was pretty good, usually within 2 or 3 yards. See you all again sometime.